You might call it eBay for breakups. Never Liked It Anyway is a website that helps you sell the stuff that lingers after a relationship ends. Things like clothing, jewelry, and even some cases, engagement rings. Annabel Action is the woman behind the site. She joins us now from New York. Hello, Annabel.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. So tell us how this idea came about.
Of course, that's always the first question anyone has. So my boyfriend and I had split 5 days before Christmas. This was about 5 years ago now. And we were meant to go to London together and have Christmas with his family. And then suddenly I'm left with these plane tickets, and I obviously don't want to go to London anymore. And I start thinking, what am I going to do with these? And around the same time, I started thinking, actually, I have all this stuff that's still really beautiful, but I just don't want it anymore. So, jewelry he'd bought me, artwork we'd bought together, all these things that seemed to, still be beautiful to someone, but I just didn't want them anymore. So I started joking with my friends, wouldn't it be great if there was a place where you could sell your breakup baggage, make some money, and then use that money to buy something you wanted. And everyone started laughing, and I was like, maybe there's something in there.
Yeah, maybe you clearly were onto something, because as I understand it, the first time you launched this website, it actually broke because so many people were on it.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. That definitely happened. I wasn't prepared for how strongly I think it was going to resonate with people, and not just in America, but all over the world. Obviously, breakups are such a universal thing. Unfortunately, they happen to everyone. And there's so much sort of negative connotations with them. There's such horrible things. And there's not much out there to help people get over breakups. And if there are, a lot of the things are really negative and mean and bitter, or they're really soft and a big group hug and they're not actually that helpful. But I wanted to create something that was cathartic, that was funny, that was cheeky, and that was really positive, that at its core it was about helping people move on and get over their relationships.
Yeah, and that's what's so interesting, because part of this is you want people to include their stories about these items. So you encourage them to tell us a little bit of the story and what they're going to do with the money, right, when it sells.
Yeah, absolutely. So we really wanted to create that community feel. If you just want to sell things, you can go and use eBay. But if you want to sort of tell your story and really be cleansed of your past and cleansed of your ex, then this is the place for you. We ask our users to tell the story of why they're selling it. Some people go into essays worth of detail, others keep it to a line or two. And then we also ask our users to share their bounce back plan, which is what they want to spend the money they make on. And that's a really sort of uplifting spin on things as well. So you get some really exciting ones, like I want to go to Rome and learn how to cook, sort of like Eat, Pray, Love. But then you also get some pretty sad ones. Suddenly people are paying rent again, or have to pay for the kids' school fees solo suddenly, so they're selling some expensive items like rings and those sorts of things to pay for it.
And we saw those rings and a couple of nice purses, I might add, scroll on by. What are some, Annabel, of the weirder items that you've seen up for sale?
We've definitely had a few of those. So we had someone selling a bottle of ketchup, and she was just saying, I know. It was kind of amazing. She was like, I've always hated ketchup. I've never liked it. And now he's gone. I'm getting rid of it. And she threw in an extra bottle for free, which was quite funny. We had a guy selling a hairnet for women, like one of those sock buns that make your hair look fuller. And he had no idea what it was. He found it under his couch. He's like, can someone help me out? Is this thing valuable? I have no idea what it is. So we've had some strange things. We've had big ticket items as well. We had one woman selling an $18,000 engagement ring,
Holy
which was
smokies.
Extraordinary. I know, I can't imagine walking around with something like that on my finger.
Wow.
We had someone selling a Harley Davidson, and the story there was, he had a bike and she bought one to be with him, and they were going to ride around the country together and drive off into the sunset. And then he broke up with her, and she's got this Harley. She's like, I don't even know how to ride it. So she got rid of that. And we've had a couple of cars for sale as well. So all sorts of items.
Annabel, before I let you go, how do you know that things are real? Because really, with something like this, there could be potential fraud. Do you have anything in place?
Yeah, we don't actually. We work through PayPal, so if there are issues, we can open disputes through PayPal. But I have to say, up until now, the community's been incredibly supportive, and there's been a couple of times where I've had to interject, but really it's been just a really strong community. So when people pay, not only do they pay the money, but they're like, I'm so sorry, and here's some advice, and don't worry, this happened to me. So we've been quite lucky on that front, but we do have, as I say, the backup with PayPal in case anything does go wrong.
That's when you know you're doing the right thing, when things work out like that. Just a pleasure to chat
Yeah,
with you.
I think so.
Yeah,
You
I
too.
think so.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You'll find a link to Never Liked It Anyway on our website, canadaam.ctvnews.ca.